What's up, Aquarius? Welcome to your 2021 February reading. Happy birthday. Happy Aquarius season. I hope you guys have an amazing birthday. I hope you have an amazing season. I, for one, love Aquarius season as a fellow air sign. It's vibey, just like you guys are. So I hope you have an amazing birthday season. Please type down below when your birthday is. I would love to personally wish you a happy birthday and also find your birthday twin. Also, happy Black History Month. Happy Valentine's Day. If you celebrate, if you're celebrating. Happy Mercury retrograde. We're retrograde this month. Actually, interesting, this year all Mercury retrogrades are going to be happening in air signs. So we have it right now in your Aquarius season. We will have it again in Gemini season. Then we will have it again in Libra season, which we know, air is all connected to communication. So, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So it's going to be quite interesting how that all plays out. Give people a little bit of grace if they forget to get back to you or that type of thing. You guys might even be the ones who are kind of in that space. There just may be some delays with communication, just as a heads up. Of course, also, if you can help it, try not to start anything anything new. It's really a great time to revise and review and rethink all that you've already done. And, that's led you to this point so that you can move forward in the way that you need to, okay? And also, as far as dates, we will be having a new moon happening in your sign on the 11th of this month, and then we will have a full moon in the sign of Virgo on the 27th. And that's probably going to be a pretty emotional full moon. We will be in Pisces season by that time. Pisces season connected to that 12th house energy, very deep, spiritual, energy, right? And then when we're talking about Virgo energy, we're talking about daily routines, health, all that kind of stuff. So that might be a pretty heavy one for a lot of people, but good nonetheless. Let's get into this reading. So before I get into it, if you are new, hello, my name is Danny. If you are returning, hello, thank you for coming back. Please remember that this message is not going to resonate with all of you guys. I would love for it to, but it's not going to. So definitely check out your other placements, your moon, your rising, your Venus for added messages or something different altogether, okay? Y'all, this month, and I'm going to clarify a few things. Out of the cards I pulled 6 cards. You guys have 2 major arcana. Major arcana, we know those are the big fated events. You guys have the Fool card and you have the Strength card, which is really beautiful, and they're actually right next to each other. The best way I think I could put it at this moment is I feel like you guys are right at the point of pimple pop. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's been a lot of planning that's been going on. I think that you guys are really at a place where you're wanting to execute the things that you've been thinking about over the last few months, possibly last year. And if there has been anything that's been really stagnant for you guys or going a little bit slower, I feel like once the takeoff happens, things are going to come into your life a lot faster than you thought. Now, of course, keep in mind we are having that Mercury retrograde right now. That will be happening till, I believe, the 20th. So there may be some delays up to that point, but it really feels like this is a month where there's a lot of productivity for you guys, whether, even though it's not necessarily doing new things. It just feels like this is a month where a lot is going to be coming into play that you've already been working on. Now, some of you guys, this has a lot to do with moving. There's a lot of cards here that kind of point to movement of some sort or travel of some sort, communication, right? We've got the 8 of Wands, which is sitting here at the bottom of the deck. So this is unseen energy. 8 of Wands, fire energy. This is very fast energy. You see homegirl zooming on her motorcycle right here, but this is also connected to travel. This is connected to communication. And then you've got the Lovers card underneath that. So maybe some of you guys are connected to a Gemini energy, but this is also, I just feel like you guys are really coming into a place where many of you, you're like, no, yo, like if I really think about it, like I love where I'm at. I love my life. Um, and it hasn't been the easiest of roads getting here, right? What's interesting is you guys start off with a Four of Pentacles. So you start with the Four and then you end with the Four. You start with the Four of Pentacles, you end with the Four of Cups. Fours are really the foundations, right? Fours, it doesn't matter what suit we're talking about. It always kind of implies that there's a pause. But if it's Four of Pentacles, this is someone who is one, mindful of their money. I think that's a big message for you guys. You guys might feel compelled to buy and shop and do things, but I think this is a better time to just kind of be mindful of your coins. Also, because I think a lot of you guys have planned something. So whether this is like you're needing to save to buy a new house, you're trying to save to buy a new vehicle, you're saving because maybe you are expanding your family, that type of thing. There is this message of just kind of being a little bit more modest in terms of spending. Um, and I say that too because you do have the Fool card that's right next to it, right? Now, Fool card is connected to Aquarius energy for me because Fool card is connected to Uranus. That is your ruling planet. I think of you guys and I think of Aries when I think of the Fool card, right? But this is about taking a risk. This is about um, really stepping out on faith, okay? For you guys, that's really, really big. Now, of course, I think there's some planning that went into this, but this is coming to a point where you guys are ready to take the leap, right? The Fool card, like many cards in the deck, have a lot to do with new beginnings. But what sets this one apart is the risk factor. And I mean, you guys are the rebels of the zodiac. So I think it's actually beautiful for you. Again, for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is movement. For a lot of you guys, this is just really talking about this is the point in your life where you're really starting a new chapter. The Fool is the first card in the major arcana, right? 10 of Wands. There's a lot about dropping things that don't serve you, dropping problems that don't belong to you, right? 10 of Wands energy is very much about needing to delegate tasks. Like, let's say if this is work and we're talking about you being in you know, like a manager position or something. This is about you not taking on everything. Like, you can't do everything. You have to give, you know, give other people tasks and things to do. If we're talking about just in life, this could be you taking on other people's things, taking on other people's problems, taking on things that just really don't belong to you. This is basically saying you need to put some things down at this time. And I kind of love that it's sitting here with the Fool card because the Fool card really does talk about traveling light. Like, homegirl doesn't even have a bag in this one, right? Oh yes, she does. She has like a little mini backpack and her dog. In the original depictions, they just have like the little knapsack on the stick, right? So it's the same thing. It's in order to move on to this next level, whatever this is for you, whatever this means for you, you need to pack light. So this is a really good time too, while we are in Mercury retrograde, to, if there are any past hurts that you guys are experiencing, this is a good time to let it go, right? Because that also can show up as Four of Pentacles energy, right? When we're holding on to something, when we're holding on to past pains, past hurts, all that, right? Then we can be coming off as this Four of Pentacles person that's just not open. And really, that's not who you guys are. I just feel like this is a new adventure. This is a new time for you. Now you got the Strength card here, which is connected to Leo, right? That is your opposite sign. Some of you guys may be dealing with a Leo person. Maybe this has to do with you guys moving and coming together, forming a family, that type of thing. But strength always comes when there's something we need strength for, right? But as you can see in the picture, the Strength card is really the divine feminine strength, not so much that masculine strength of the lion, right? It's the ability to tame. It's the ability to yeah, to tame yourself. It's the ability to be there for yourself, even to kind of nurture oneself, right? And you guys are air signs. You're not people who lean into the emotions. Not to say you don't feel it. Actually, Aquariuses are quite sensitive from what I've experienced, but you don't. The emotion of the thing isn't the stand all be all, right? That isn't the end all be all. It's you guys are very much pragmatic and logical thinkers. Now you got the Nine of Pentacles here. Some of you guys, in terms of relationship, this might even be about dropping a relationship, right? The Strength card, again, this is something when a situation pops up that we need to kind of be there for ourselves a little bit more. Be the friend that we are to other people, to ourselves, right? Nine of Pentacles for me is a single ladies card. This is someone who takes very good care of themselves. This is someone who, you know, they teach people how to treat them based on the way that they treat themselves. What I do want to say is whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single, independence is big for this month, right? Just knowing that you can do for yourself and be a friend to yourself, really, right? So really more like interdependence if you're in a relationship, right? Maybe some of you guys are dealing with someone who's been a little bit more codependent. Maybe you have lately been a little bit more codependent, but this is really about being your own best friend. This is really about being there for yourself, right? This is really about, before you have expectations for anybody to show up for you, you doing for you what you need to do, right? Right. And having patience with yourself. And I say that too because Nine of Pentacles energy, Pentacle energy in general is quite slow. So again, if this is something that you've been waiting on, this is something that you've been planning out, gearing up for, and maybe things aren't quite working out the way you imagined, which could be very possible. Again, we do have that Mercury retrograde, which does sometimes slow things up or cause some type of delay. This is just really about being patient and being there for yourself, caring for yourself, being your own friend, not being hard on yourself, right? Because the thing is, whatever this is coming anyways. Use this as a time, if you are experiencing any delays in something that you've planned, use this as a time to really go through and refine, right? With that Mercury retrograde energy, use this as a time to really look back at the plan and see, like, does this line up with exactly what I want? Maybe there's certain things that like could use some tweaking, and maybe the delay then would be like a blessing for you, right? Because we can't forget at the end of this read, you do have a Four of Cups. So I do feel like if you are an Aquarius that is experiencing a delay of some sort, don't let it disappoint you too much, because I think at the end of the day, it will have been a good thing, because there's something you would have caught that maybe had the deal gone through, or had, you know, something worked out at the time that you thought, it wouldn't really work out overall. Now you've got the Three of Wands here, and this is sitting in the environment. So again, Three of Wands it follows the Two of Wands. So it's really about, you made the plans, you made the decision, right? You stood out there, you drew up everything, and now you're just waiting for your ships to sail in. There's a lot about travel here. So there's a lot about you guys traveling, coming up, planning for a travel, planning for a trip, possibly. Maybe some of you guys are going away on a little mini something for your birthday, but also a lot of, I feel like for some of you guys, this is about actual movement. Perhaps it's traveling to a lover. Interesting. The Lovers card pops up now in the spread, Gemini energy. Some of you guys might be waiting for a Gemini. Maybe you're traveling to a Gemini. Maybe it's not a Gemini. Maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sag. And for some of you guys, especially those of you who are single, this has a lot to do with the work that you've been doing on yourself prior, right? That Four of Pentacles too, that's about being, you know, to yourself. Maybe you guys have been a little bit closed off these last few months because, you know, mending from a heartbreak, mending from something that didn't quite go right, so that you can show up and be this person that you want in a relationship, right? Whenever we want a certain type of person or certain type of whatever, we better make sure that we are also showing up as that person, right? Because law of attraction. So there's somebody here. Now you got the Ten of Swords here. That's at the bottom of the deck now. I do want to say, if any of you guys have recently gone through a bad breakup, whatever that betrayal was for you guys, whatever that heartbreak or that end, I think that you guys learned a lot of lessons from that. And what I do love is I don't see that you'll be putting yourself back in the same type of a situation. And I say that too because you've got the Queen of Swords here. Queen of Swords don't play. She is your energy, right? She's very much about being decisive. She's about using discernment. She's about being honest. This is the queen that's learned the lessons. This is the queen who's gone through the heartbreak. This is the queen who's so wise through life experience, not necessarily formal education, right? So let's say this is a time where you are kind of mending from a relationship gone wrong in the past. Those issues that you dealt with, those aren't going to be the issues of now, because you've learned, you've elevated, right? You got 6 of Wands here. I love that. That's a victory. That's a victory. That's success. It's about being seen. So some of you guys, yeah, there's someone who's got their eyes on you. You've got 9 of Cups here. 9 of Cups is about happiness, independent of anybody else. It's about being in a really good headspace. It's about finding joy in every moment. It's about having gratitude. It's about living in the moment. I think this month is a lot for you guys about living in the moment and really understanding that that's important, because I feel like you guys are at this place where you're about to take off on a whole new journey. So really enjoy and kind of savor where you're at right now. Really take on the lessons and apply them moving forward, because I just feel like for a lot of you, things are about to change quite drastically, right? Especially those of you guys who are actually moving. 8 of Wands. Yeah, let's say you guys are moving or you have some type of travel that kind of gets delayed. I honestly feel like it was for the best. 4 of Cups is about being disappointed in a situation. It's also about just not like, we're not interested, right? She's over it. Like literally her sweatshirt says over it. It's about someone who's being offered a cup and they're just not wanting. I will say, especially as this relates to exes, because you have 6 of Cups here showing up at the bottom of the deck. If you were supposed to see an ex, right, and something happened to where it didn't happen, that was your protection. That was your protection at this time. And that was meant to be at this time. That's not going to resonate with all of you guys, but for some of you it will. Now, I say that because 6 of Cups is about nostalgia, right? It's about, a lot of times it can be exes. It can be about going back in the past. But in most cases, whenever we see 6 of Cups, it's really kind of a caution to not get wrapped up in the past, right? It is kind of a message to be very present, right? Because that energy of 6 of Cups, this can be someone who romanticizes the past, and maybe the past wasn't even all that great. It's like almost like she has an epiphany, right? Because of the delays, because of the, certain communication back and forth, because she was able to kind of sit and receive more messages, whether it's from the person, whether it's just, from spirit, whether it's, I see how you're moving, I don't like it. She's able to make a better decision. There's something about, for some of you guys, an ex-lover where it's not to say that they're a bad person or they're evil, but like right now is not the time. It's just not the time. And I think that you guys figure out at the end of the month that, you know what, it's fine that this didn't work out, because actually now that I've sat on it, now that I've gotten more detail, now that I'm a little bit more clear, now that a little bit more time has passed, I actually don't know that that's the best for me, right? Now, in terms of oracle cards, you got Voyage. You already have all the answers. Voyage. Journey, right? There is a lot about you guys traveling. There is a lot about, for some of you guys, movement. But really the Voyage card, what's important in terms of this is you don't need to be looking outside of you for any kind of answers. You already know exactly what it is you want. You know exactly what it is you need to do. You have intuition speaking to you all the time. If there's things that you've been trying to ignore because that didn't work out with your plan in your head, you already know. You don't have to search outside of yourself, because this is spirit trying to tell you everything that you need to know. This is spirit trying to show up for you, right? Fight for you. So you already know, right? There's nothing that you need to do. There's nothing you need to look outside of for answers. You have them all here, okay? Now, in terms of love, you've got have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. faith. Faith is something we can't see, right? It's just something we feel immensely. This isn't something that we can necessarily prove, right? That's why it's faith. That's why it's not fact. But have faith. Your faith really, really matters. And I think in terms of love, have faith in the situation and have faith in yourself. Trust in yourself. Now, I love how this has a bunch of butterflies, right? Butterflies are all about the transformation. It's all about evolving. And whenever I see butterflies, I do think of Queen of Swords energy, right? Because in the original depiction, she is wearing a butterfly crown. You guys have come to a whole new level of understanding yourself, understanding relationships, understanding what it is that you want. And I just don't think you're questioning yourself the way that you do anymore, or the way that you did in the past, right? Trust your faith, trust your intuition, trust the messages that you're getting. For some of you, this has to do with like an ex. Right now is not the time. And for different people, it's going to be for different reasons. But if something didn't work out with that, literally it was your protection, okay? I am the dreamer of my dream. Yes. So what do you want? What do you want to dream of? What do you want to do? What? Like, you can do it. You can make it happen. You've got the Fool card. You guys are on a whole new journey. I'm telling you, you guys are right at the pop of the pimple. You're right at the takeoff. You're right at, ready, set, go. So if it's been feeling a little weird, that's why. Now, take a divinely guided chance to go with the Fool card. We love that. It says, all positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk. You are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Okay. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Absolutely. For those of you guys with that ex that like something's just not quite right, I'm telling you, it's almost like a beautiful trade-off. But also take a divinely guided chance. If there's been something that you've been wanting to do, been working on doing, don't outthink yourself. Don't think yourself out of it. Think of ways that you can have it, because you can have it. You guys are on a whole new journey. This is a really beautiful time. I'm actually really excited for you, and I'm excited to see what this year does for you, okay? So I love you guys. I hope that this message helped. I hope that it resonates. Please thumbs up. Please share, subscribe if you enjoyed. If you would like a personal reading, you can reach out to me at shesvibetarot@gmail.com. Sorry, blanked. Go to my About tab. Look at the menu of services, pricing, all that. Figure out that before you reach me. Also, if you would like to do a live reading instead, there's a link that you can actually schedule that yourself. So I love you guys. I hope that this resonates, and thank you for watching. Bye, Aquarius.